Hi, how are you? My name is Namjoon Cho. I'm glad to introduce Professor Haiwon Lee. This is the one of the preliminary lecture for Asia Korea Conference on Science and Technology. The title of the whole conference is Human Health and Longevity in the Post-COVID-19 Era. And this is the first event in Singapore and almost globally. We're doing the hybrid conference. On and offline. Right now, we have more than 200 people attending through the Zoom and on site. And then we have a limited seat for the 50 only, but it's packed right now. So I'm very glad to introduce the Professor Haiwon Lee. Let me briefly introduce his pioneer work, and that is related to today's talk about brain mobility and Asia Research Network. He is currently the emeritus professor in chemistry department at Hanyang University in Seoul. And the most important work is very early year with the LICAN, he actually found and then he see the importance of this research network, which is right now we're connecting with the Zoom and other thing for the on contact. But he identified very early year for global cooperation, core Asia Research Network for global partnership, Asia SNT Innovation Forum, talent mobility, East Asia Cooperation in Nanotechnology, and so on. That was 2007. And after that, quickly he found this forum, Science Technology Innovation Forum 2014, and then approved as this government activity, and so-called is Asia Research Network. So I want to invite you all, because this is the Asia Korea Conference on Science and Technology, is basically the founding, the father of this whole network series. So please welcome Professor Haiwon Lee. Welcome, Haiwon Lee.
Thank you very much, Professor Namjoon Cho. It is really my great honor to be participating in your very great webinar, especially also congratulate your great leadership for opening AKC2020. Part of that, the track 1, I would like to give you a kind of insight of Asian Research Network and the importance of the brain mobility in Asia, not only between Korea and Asian country, but also between Korea and many other countries in the world. Okay, let me start my presentation. Sharing. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
As Professor Namjoon Cho mentioned, I am currently emeritus professor at Hanyang University after retirement just a year ago in Hanyang. And also I have kind of another dual position as a specially appointed professor at Tokyo Institute of Technology. Yes, let me begin my talk in track number 1. Okay, today, especially my slide content are following. First thing is, because of Asian people, especially ASEAN people, among audience, ASEAN brief and connectivity, I will briefly talk about. Next, innovation for shaping the bright future, and maybe also about Korea, industrial revolution, and for the industrial revolution and some innovations, what we are doing at these days. And the main topic is Asian Research Network, the features, SNT innovation, and hopefully looking forward to having some global partnership with many different institutions and some recommendation. And these days, because also this COVID-19 pandemic situation, even AKC, we cannot invite people, offline. So many of audience are now online. So this COVID-19 already caused countries around the world to close kind of border. So we cannot go in and out. So I wish maybe soon, sometimes next year, COVID-19 is going to be away, and then hopefully our researcher, including myself, go to Singapore, you come to Korea or other country like this. So considerable influence by COVID-19 becoming extremely critical these days. Hopefully safe and health working condition from hosting institution may provide more safe, platform for inviting people. Okay, about the ASEAN community, as you know very well. So ASEAN, 10 countries, this is also kind of not only each country, it is kind of community. So people, including people now in Singapore, you may just, go around among these Asian communities. Because ASEAN community now is highly connected, not only physically, but among the people. So we have kind of free trade agreement these days. So in case of ASEAN Community Vision 2025, not only we said people's mobility, like regulatory excellence and seamless logistics, digital innovation, sustainable infrastructure, those are quite important for many people, not only people in ASEAN country, like tourists from other country. Those Community Vision 2025, it is one big aim for ASEAN countries. In case of the 30th ASEAN Summit in Manila, they have 6 thematic priorities. You can look this one. So anyway, for innovation, it is important, and also mobility, especially like you, a very talented person in science and technology, for developing your country, for contributing yourself, for your country for global, for goodwill. That's very, very important. Let me just take one example from Professor Aizawa, who was the president of Tokyo Institute of Technology. I invited him 2017 in the ASEAN STI Forum. So his slide indicates also Japanese government, especially like Ministry of Education and Sport, we call MEXT. They are also doing great work for collaboration between university and also other institutions, not only from Japan, but also with a global concept. So we are now saying we are sometimes talking about local, but also we are talking about the global. So global, local, in connectivity viewpoint, it is very, very important issue for all people, including me. For that, once we do have it, maybe by contribution for Asian people, for the world, we can reshape the country and the world with as a bright, as a nice country with a bright future. So depending on country, depending on the policy, sometimes they are saying society 1.0 or society 5.0 based on the Japanese government. So we are already in high connectivity society. So hopefully after 2020, so not only based on the science, but the global view, those are well interconnected to make the better world. So I hope people, you and me and audience and scientists in Singapore and the Korean community in Singapore in the world, they may contribute each other, not only looking for their own interest, but for the good people, for the all. So for that, sometimes innovation is quite important and necessary. Innovation not only disrupts innovation, but continuous sustainable innovation should be combined. So then we are, living in a society. So that means continuous development, sustainability with a certain growth. But we might, consider how we can have a more breakthrough innovation in the future. The UN also have another knowledge platform we call OK, or not OK, which means open and knowledge platform. So we are scientists, we are in scientific community, and we are looking for collaboration as a partner. And then we need a collaborative funding from, different funding resources. And hopefully we may open our knowledge for the goodwill. So that means open knowledge platform is another, platform for the future. So we have a more response to global challenges for sustainable socioeconomic development. Let me just give you one slide about 17 UN's SDGs. We have 17 sustainable global goals. So each country, including Asia Research Network in Korea and ASEAN country, not only ASEAN, European or Americans or whoever, they are working. They are trying to do something to contribute for the UN, especially under the framework of the 17 SDGs in different, agenda. So we are, from a few years ago, we talk about the fourth industrial revolution, but many countries have their scheme about SDGs linked to fourth industrial revolution. Let me just give you a few examples of fourth industrial revolution. Definition I'm not going to say in detail. Already from Davos Forum 2016, there is an official agenda and announcement related to the fourth industrial revolution. These are related to fourth industrial revolution definition. Not only physical world, cyber world, but now the bio world, humanity, including all together, becoming more important. That's why now these days, next, and not only AI, but healthcare is becoming more and more important. So impact before and after, maybe you can look this way. So in case of a product or manufacturing, normally like a small scale matter, product decay demand, but now demand create a new product and speed and flexibility matter becoming more critical and mostly will be leading by many other innovative startup and SME. Now let me talk more about innovation, not only about the world and then Korea. Somehow the Bloomberg every year they announce the ranking of the most innovative country. Korea 2018, 17, 16, 15. From my knowledge, Korea somehow was selected as the most innovative country based on many parameters. The Singapore also, number 6 in 2017, the very famous Singapore landmark. Korea also this day in architect viewpoint, another landmark in Seoul. All right, so as I said just in the previous slide, there are many parameters. In case of 2018 Innovation Index by Bloomberg, Korea again, number 1, but there are many, parameters. So these are how they evaluate it. Now, just let me say in different way, innovation. Everybody know Wright brothers who invented the airplane. The airplane, I was able to visit Dayton, Ohio, where Wright brother, he tested like first phase of this wooden-based airplane. So he has some inspiration. So inspiration, innovation, it is from your side, from also from my view, is quite essential for something to be realized. So research, we have to do experiment, whether failure or success. And another new idea, something should be implemented. Then continuous thinking, continuous innovation, sometimes disruptive innovation can change from their idea, like not only from like here, by food, it's like keep, pushing to rotate this chain idea from bicycle. Then after that, 1901, but later on, we have a bomb, like we have another airplane. Then finally, we have like a space shuttle. So idea with inspiration becoming, real product. We need a lot of, and we have long experience, long period of time. Okay, let me talk about Korea. Many of your audience and also speaker already had experience for coming to Korea, spend many years, and then return to your country and devote yourself for your country. Sometimes still have a good relations with Korea, not only Korea, but other country too. I was educated in the US after coming back in 1988, about 32 years ago. Then I, did something for Korea, for my country. And also I opened my eyes because I was educated a little bit more globally in the US since 1981. So I just opened up globalism, and I tried to do something during last, hopefully, I don't know how long I can do, but at least 30 years, more than that. Okay, about coming back to Korea, the innovation, because you came to Korea, you know Korea, what Korea is now, current status, maybe past, maybe future, you know very well. But innovation, I said, continuous or disruptive. Korea in terms of manufacturing, so there are the leading manufacturing now is four leading manufacturing country. First, it was Germany. Second, Japan. Third, Korea. Now China. So those are the countries who has very good strengths about manufacturing. Korea, China, and Germany, they have their own plan. But what about Korea? Later, with sometime manufacturing innovation 4.0 from Korean view or Germany view. So look, the Korea's economic growth thermal since 1970 is a key driving force. And Korea 2015, according to this figure, Korea manufacturing share of GDP almost 30. Now we are 2020. What about in the future? Is it still going on? Well, smart factory, smart industry. Let's look. After 2000, at present time, as I showed in the previous slide, here 30%. But now, maybe by converging ICT, smart industry may expand, and also the coverage area becoming more wide. So we are entering from information era to smart era. So I believe you recognize this kind of changing society. Even COVID-19, we are becoming a citizen. We should live in like the new normal. Yes. So which means even one case, COVID-19 changed the world, never experienced before. But we are scientists, researchers, and we are one of the citizens for contributing yourself for the country. What I can do as a one citizen for country and for someone else, even for yourself, for your family. So we have to open our eyes how the new era will be in the future. So this slide took from previous speaker, Professor Timothy White at NTU, and I invited him in 2017 in Asian Style Forum. Here, government, academia, industry kind of convergence or interdisciplinary in order to have a new strategy. So they are suggesting this scheme as triple helix puzzle. I like this slide very much. So I hope some of our audience or speaker who are representing your country, maybe you may think about what you can do as a scientist who educate very well for your country by looking this wonderful slide. I also like mobility connectivity. Yes. Connectivity means it's already linked. You are already linked on this webinar. I was kind of luckily linked in the US when I went to US in 1981. I was also well linked to China, Japan, India, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, Europe, many other countries. They last longer than 30 years. Connectivity. Are you one of these? Just a connected line? Are you as a gate position? Without you, this one cannot pass through. Are you on the line? Are you at the gate? Or some country as a platform? In other words, hub, depending on concept of looking at. Sometimes we are on the line, sometimes you are communicate by the gate. Okay, so let's think about for your future. So great connectivity, super connective society or hyper-connective society. So we still need certain global changes. I hope this presentation may give you certain overview and idea how we can be more well connected in coming new normal era. Now COVID-19 kind of big burden to be isolated. But this one also suggests another way how we can do overcoming these difficulties. In this case, communities and government policymaker and normal people or scientists, we have certain rules, how we can do it. Let's think about for encouragement. Okay, from now on, let me talk about mobilities. It's the main topic. So far, I introduced about more, global viewpoint about connectivity. We are mostly people who are working in academia. Maybe some audience, maybe from research institution or private sector, but mobility, especially we are somehow in that mobility region for before crossing or re-entering or whatever, we are physically interconnected, sometimes cyber interconnected. Physically interconnected means we shake the hand, hugging. That means we can feel really very well. But sometimes virtual mobility like this webinar, but by looking looking me, you may be connected on cyberspace. Let's think about something further. Okay, you came to Korea because of some other situation or momentum for coming to Korea or coming to Singapore or after then going back to your country. Many cases. There are two great examples in academic mobility. One is Erasmus program for European community. These are Erasmus program since 1987, European Community Action Scheme for the Mobility of University Students. And then Lausanne in Swiss of EPFL. This is the, one of the highest populated area for foreign researcher. I've been to there once. Now, because we are in Asian countries, what about Campus Asia programs? So Campus Asia program is comparing to Erasmus program. Now Erasmus program changed from a few years ago, becoming Erasmus Plus after Erasmus programs. So combining many other, not only science exchange, like even training, youth and sport, they all mixed up for European community. Campus Asia case, as I said, is a collective action for mobility program of university student in Asia. This one objective is to establish higher education network among university in Japan, China, and Korea to improve the competitiveness in the international academic market and to nurture the development of future leaders like you, the leaders, global leaders, who can succeed in the global community. This is one example of Campus Asia programs by joining from Tsinghua and KAIST Korea and Tokyo Tech. Yes, in the phase 2, second phase, they are expanding. Now they have, I think, more than 24 in the beginning, 2017, more than 24, 25, and many other, Asian countries, as not only 3 countries, but Asian country also becoming like observer or, joining as part of certain countries. Yes. So just to summarize so far what I told you, what I showed you, this is one example as a scientist, as a researcher who has global view. This is maybe science diplomacy. Yes. So this is based on the science and technology for globalization. How we can effectively, connecting and influencing good thing or assisting other nations for creating certain real bridges between 2 countries among many countries. Okay, now change the gear, the main topic of Asian Research Network. I'm very happy to talk about or introduce Asian Research Network. As Professor Namjoon already mentioned, officially 2007, but initiated by myself representing Korea and Professor Masai Kawara representing RIKEN in Japan, 2003. So that means already 13 years history we do have. So ARN, so Asia Research Network worked and initiated by Japanese premier institution RIKEN and Hanyang University together with other 5 institutions. We built up the network platform in the beginning because the Japanese institution RIKEN, as I said, premier institution, and then we agreed the MOU on Asia Research Network between RIKEN institution and Hanyang. Once again, This is my name, Haiwon at the time, 2008. The main platform is Asia Research Network. To make a platform of Asian Research Network from Japan side, the RIKEN, from Korean side, Hanyang University and Postec, Seoul National University, many others together. So we signed this MOU. Now let's look more, clearly. Now the RIKEN here, according to this MOU, Asia Research Network, ARN, aims at establishment of a network which we invigorate research and education collaboration. This is what you did it in Korea and other countries, including Singapore, to solve the problems common to Asian countries, including Korea and Japan, such as the decrease in the number of researchers due to the failing birth rate. Already Korea birth rate below 1.0, extremely critical situation, and the outflow of excellent researchers to Europe and America. You came to Korea, thanks. I went to US, yes, it's one example. And I came back. So the first stage of ARN was launched with the participation of RIKEN, Hanyang University, SNU, Pohang University of Science and Tech, ETRI, Electronic Telecommunication Research Institute, CRICT, Korea Research Institute of Chemical Technology, lastly, IPK, Institute Pasteur of Korea. The second phase is its expansion. Now, in the first stage of the ARN, the parties have now agreed to open a collaborative laboratory of RIKEN at Fusion Tech Center at Hanyang University. This is very important, the content of the MOU between RIKEN and Hanyang, representing Korean side, for ARN establishment. The RIKEN is Japan's largest comprehensive research institution, renowned of high-quality research in a diverse range of scientific disciplines. And RIKEN was founded in 1917, already 103 years ago. So idea came 2003, and for many years, back and forth, kind of implementation. So 2008, July 1st, finally, RIKEN established RIKEN Hanyang Collaborative Research Center at this new building in Hanyang. Yes, for that, many meetings before, this is opening ceremony, and from many, including participating institutions, but also from India. Later on also, Japan Prime Minister also came. 2009, January, he also visited the RIKEN at Hanyang University. So the concept was following, as even I already mentioned, the contents of the MOU. Excellent research from not only from Japan and Korea, from Asia, also US, European country, and also providing, scholarship or funding in that platform for, research and also new culture for R&D in Asia. What you can expect? Yes, the strategic Asian R&D network and also like you, what you experience in Korea, many other countries, including me in the US, like securing talented researcher or research development, sometimes translation together in science and emerging technology convergence areas, which means we are creating borderless, framework and management. So we were expecting already connected society. Why? Because we were educated globally. We learned from advanced country. Then after that, combining, emerging with our own idea, own instinct, own, knowledge, and also passion, many other things. So hopefully, people from different world, especially in Asia, coming in, joining, I initiate. I cannot do whole things. We need people together to make a new framework in Asia. Yes, for many years, Professor Nam Jun-jo is one key partner for ARN. He brought delegate from Singapore, specifically NTU, the president and the executive vice president, many members to Korea, and also from Japan, from other countries, we organized summer camp. So Professor Nam Jun-jo first organized ARN summer camp in Singapore, NTU. Following that, we are also having and holding this kind of summer camp. This is the photo, what participants are listening and what they are thinking about when speaker talk about it. This is kind of academia's activities, but also ARN organizing Science and Technology Innovation Forum, 2014, first time when Korean president host ASEAN Summit in Korea. So I was called by the Ministry of Science and Tech to organize this Korea-ASEAN Science Forum. So I said STEP Forum. So it is the beginning of idea with ASEAN country in 2014. So delegate from, 10 countries and also another ASEAN country, including Saudi Arabia, 16 countries came. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, 15 countries, yes. So not only forum, but also in the second day, we have a roundtable meeting to discuss what we can do for each country on behalf of ASEAN communities. There, Professor Masahiko Hara, he is a founder of ARN together with me, representing RIKEN. He is now professor at Tokyo Tech in Tokyo, School of Materials and Chemical Technology. It's me, 2014, 6 years ago. So in that STEP forum, we prepared, by all members together we prepared recommendation. So here, let me just read. STEP development capacity building. So we will talk about these days, capacity building. When I was born, I was a very small guy. When I was in high school, also later not big open-minded guy, but later on, our boundary is expanding, and then our capacity is being built in. So capacity building, yes. Second, we need some scholarship for what? Mobilities, funding sources, platform. So prestige scholarship can be incentivized for young ASEAN talented people to come or to across their border as an Asian partner country, delegate. So from my 30 years experience, just presenting not so influential, or science paper just not influential. Of course, that is the base, but human networking, real. Sometimes, I'm sorry to show drinking photo for especially someone who are not drinking, but I'm saying kind of human contact. Without human contact, it's not easy to make good friends. So maybe human contact, through the means or through personal or group meeting, a networking meeting, quite also sometimes helpful for knowing each other. In 2014, also we organized STI Forum, and he was Minister of Science and Technology in Thailand. He kindly came and attended. 2016 Beijing, together with Chinese Academy of Sciences, here Asia Research Network logo, ARN co-host this STI Forum in 2016 in Beijing. So we are working closely with many different countries. 2017, this is the advisory committee member, Professor Lam, representing NTU, Chief of Staff and Vice President. So he came to Korea many times, yes. And at the time, we also talk about talent mobility, smart factory, hyper-connected society. So, hyper-connected society, I already showed you in the first part of my slide. So after, plenary session, we also have roundtable meeting, how we can discuss about innovation platform and leadership for innovation, and for further Asian STI network and development. Asian Research Network not only organizing STI Forum for policy making and leading, but also I'm representing Nanotech. ARN members are mostly, not mostly, a lot of, they are working in nanoscience and technology, convergence nanoscience, including the bio and IT. So we, ARN and myself, representing Korean Nanotech Society together, we try to, making network, making good platform for trilateral joint cooperation platform. Trilateral means China, Korea, Japan, Japan, China, Korea, Korea, Japan, China. So the purpose is to set the framework for establishing close corporate ties in a view to furthering each organization's development and to strengthening the close relationship and advancement of nanoscience and technology globally, benefiting Asian society at large. For that, not only in nanofabrication facility utilization, but also promoting R&D program and those working group, again here. Collaborative R&D program to be well done, to be launched out. Yes, human network, institutional network also quite important. For that, I organized all these starting from 2014 with an initial idea. 2015, firstly, we signed up the MOU among 3 countries. For that, after that also, we visit he is representing Myanmar society in Japan. I am representing Myanmar society in Korea. He, the president of Chinese Academy of Sciences, Professor Bai, Chunli Bai, representing not only Myanmar science globally for Chinese Academy of Sciences. We've been working together. So why I'm showing this? Yes, as I showed you one slide about brothers, Wright brothers, when they thought something for imagination about flying things, same story. Networking, not only by someone else, sometimes think continuously, continuous innovation for thinking could be more, globalized, more deepened. So neuroscience also saying, so if we did that, 3 countries, why not 3 countries, can work, even though we have some political conflict. But we are the scientists, we are normal people, no conflict. So why not cross-border? European country, EU community, also things people's exchange, crossing border. European country, that was the origin, how it could be one unit. So now, why not 3 countries? Yes. So this one, just the 2019, he is the president of Chinese Academy of Sciences. He is representing China National Nano Center. He is representing Chinese Academy of Sciences Global Headquarters, Usuk Chao. Yes. And she's representing TCS, Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, on the 3 countries, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And many people were talking, and we're talking with a smiling face. So I just said, we are not talking about politics. We are talking about networking and how we can cooperate together. Yes, this is one example. You can do it because I did it. Yes, young people can learn. So our mission is to, transfer our experience and foster young people and give certain more global view and act globally, think globally. Of course, locally is also quite important, yes. So we did that trilateral CJK, China, Japan, Korea, trilateral cooperation on nanotech. Yes, we can do many things, not only funding, also collaboration with the partnership and many things. Yes. So for China and Japan and Korea, again, I emphasize talent mobility in Asia. Why not Japan, China, Korea? We work together with Asian countries because somehow 53 countries, not only population in science and tech and economic wise, somehow we are leading. So why not we work together as partners and show something good for Asian countries. So human connectivity and also hopefully the R&D output may be translated as a commercial product. So business model also might be we can go for. Now from now on, I want to show something else. After staying 8 years in America, of course I visited again, so total 9 years stay in America, US. And I came to Korea, 88, so 30 years so far. Japan, China, many other countries I've been visiting, yes. What about India? India is a big kind of almost continent. Yes, India. Very big, about 1.3 billions. Yes. So we also organized 7 times India-Korea joint workshops initiated by 2 governments. I was chair from the 2nd to the 7th consecutively each joint workshops. This is one example. So been to India, yes, yes. Not only as a scientist, but also sometimes as a part of the member for policymakers I've been to. I also, enjoy, taking photo with beautiful Indian girls. In Saudi Arabia too, yes. As I said, connectivity, also friendship. So they are all happy together with me. So he was Director General or Minister of Education in Saudi Arabia. We visit many institutions, 5 days, together with many Saudi Arabian delegates and some Korean delegates. What about China? Yes, yes. Nanotech Directors Forum. Yes, I am here, 2017, 2018, and 19. Every 2 years I've been to. So 2019, yes, again. So look, from here, coming down, I don't know why, but that means we are becoming more close and important to guide the nanotech globally, how with other countries. So at the time, yes, just 2019, yes, I was talking about, this is what you saw, the slide. It's me, about trilateral joint cooperation. Why is it so important? Yes, I showed the slide, and then I took photo, then I'm showing you again. So what I said to them, because we are 3 countries, not only in Asia, but also somehow influencing globally. Take the spirit of China, Japan, Korea, trilateral nanotech cooperation. Remember, this idea from myself. Yes. So I spent a lot of time for persuading, and then joining, and then sharing, and then working together, finally going together for the future. This is kind of a spirit. These things also can be spread out to whole ASEAN community through, again, to India, to Israel, to Europe. So coming back to the issue, talent mobility. So if you think that nanoscience technology, if you think here, science and technology or capacity building instead of nanoscience and technology, same concept, same wording, yes. And also young talent, yes. I am not young, senior. Maybe speaker audience are young people, yes. Not only acquiring knowledge, but sharing our knowledge. So I hope this global network platform initiation, who should take the leadership? If one is not enough, many, but also not only one, maybe several pillars, not only one level, many levels. So governing all together. This is the photo 2019. Photo 2017. And joined Haiwon University when I was young. 1997 or 8. already I got little gray hairs. And then 2005, when I was Dean of University Research, like Vice President, yes. At the time I was young. But after spend a lot of time thinking global, I'm becoming like this. And this is a trend, how we are aging. So we are also having kind of network with Chinese academic sciences. And so we call Alliance of International Science Organization. But I also talk to them, talking, interacting. We are scientists. I'm not talking about politics, scientists. How we can go together with many organizations from Singapore or from Korean community, ASEAN community, Vietnamese community, American community, North America, Brazil, or Australia. Yes, it's not the politics. It's a scientist-based goodwill for good networking, for sharing something for the future. Yes, it's fun. This is what I got from Professor Namjoon Cho. Yes, I was talking about innovation in the beginning. Yeah, you are a researcher. I hope innovation should be combined and then go on to the next phase. Yes, again, I like also this one. Yes, how NTU in Singapore, including the NUS, they are doing very good. Yes, these are all my things. I'm going another one to remember you, to remind you. Yes. So I almost finished.
Yes.
Yes. So 2 more slides. Look, ARN has many MOUs. For example, I took one from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras in Chennai. What about this? Oh, with NTU. Thanks, Professor Namjoon Cho. Yes, we do have MOU. Yes. Oh, Namjoon Cho. He was young, 2014 now, but somehow he got little gray hairs like me, Namjoon Cho. Look, who is this man? Yes, Namjoon Cho's student who came to US to become his student. So he attended many meetings in Korea. When I was the president of Korean Nanotech Society, I was the chair, NanoKorea 2013. Professor Joshua Jackman, Josh, he came, he made a great presentation. Among best poster award, he got Grand Prix. So then, this is one example. He became professor at Songyungan University in the Department of Chemical Engineering. I really would like to, give a good comment on Professor Namjoon Cho's contribution. Good professors, good students, good networking, and then good human being, passion, continuously building up your capacity, then become someone later. I hope all of you can do all things. Okay, I will finish up by just showing these photos. Yes. So I hope many of you, including me, we become small bridges to be connected, to make a connection to many other, friends, institution, country, whatever. Again, I really thank you very much for your great attention. I hope my message hopefully can wake you up a little bit more globally. If you are young enough, yes, go abroad and make global and local things in convergence, like what Professor Namjoon Cho always concerned about. Thank you very much, Professor Namjoon Cho and all audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the great talk. And then, I have just a few comments about this inspiration talk from the Professor Haiwon Lee. And it's just amazing work. He did it for last 20 years. The most importantly, this work has been done way before, or just those inspirations is very, very greatly covered by, and now it's the time to the supporting the Asia Research Network. That's why our effort in today conference, which is very much aligned. We have a next talk gonna be the 10+ people's talk about Southeast Asia, and as well as the India talk, and the leading by the guidance of Chair Professor Haiwon Lee. Thank you very much, and then I hope you can enjoy the most of the lecture again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Namjin Cho.
Thank you very much.